Everything okay?
Yeah. You guys hear everything all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Man, we're on a roll.
Butter this biscuit.
Thanks for hopping on the podcast and everything. What do you guys? You have a practice or something tonight?
No, we are. We're headed to Kemah, Texas tomorrow to go play a show. So you're doing the podcast tonight. And I was like, well, let's all just do it because we're all going to have to get up stupid early and get out of here and get on the road. So it was like, well, let's all see if we can fit on this screen of TikTok. Can't turn the phone sideways. So I just want you to know that from 20 feet, you look great. You look great. You're killing it, Soul Gravy. You're killing it. That beard's on point.
Yeah, so where are you guys located out of?
Man, we are out of Fort Worth.
Gotcha.
Fort Worth, Texas, yeah.
Where did you say you're headed to tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're going to be in Kemah, Texas on the Kemah Boardwalk. We're playing with John Wolf down there. And then Thursday we're going to be at Brewster Street Pub, Brewster Street Ice House. Sorry.
Yes. Ice House.
Ice House in Corpus Christi.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday we're going to take over an Airbnb somewhere in North Houston for a night, have a night off, cook steaks, jump in the pool. Bob said he's going to get naked.
Did I?
You did.
I did.
You did. Did.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
TikTok lives.
Yeah, Bob and I are married. Corey's married. AC's the single man of the band.
Sup, ladies?
No, I was saying TikTok live of the swimming party, but you know.
Oh, that too. Oh, yeah. Well, no.
Sup, ladies?
Sup, ladies?
Okay, so one TikTok live.
Yeah, right. Well, it'll just be me talking. I'll just commentary there he goes. Off into the pool.
That's cool. Well, let's give a rundown on I guess who Justin Ross is, and then introduce the band here. So
My name is Justin Ross. This is Corey Vise.
AC.
Aaron Capers.
What up?
Bob Simmons down there in the end. Vocal, guitar, fiddle, banjo, drummer, and upright bass. Not a cello for those out there.
Correct. It's not a cello.
Cello, it's a bass.
Yes, it's a bass.
and of course the drummer is the one that's in the back that needs to talk to the ladies, right? So
Yep.
completely
Of course.
understand. Completely understand. It's okay.
Yeah, you should have been at the show we hadn't. Should have been at the show we had in Crum the other night. He had a whole gaggle of women just center stage. They didn't make it. They didn't make it in past the bar. They just got in. They got in, and they came and sat down, and they all just stared him down. They were just like, "Who's it going to be? I'm gonna get that boy right there."
Not a gaggle of women. That's tough right there.
A gaggle of women.
Yeah, it was a gaggle.
A Karen gaggle of women.
Yeah.
That's what
Is that the proper plural noun for it? Kind of like it's a flamboyance of flamingos, or
A plethora of pinatas.
what is it? It's
Maka seagulls.
a privilege of Karens.
Privilege of Karens.
I
So Gravy, you don't know what you've gotten into, man.
That's all right. That's good. That's good. It's been a long day, so I need the uplifting here. So we're good.
Papa John's.
Where
drummers.
are you located at, man?
I'm in West Tennessee,
West
not
Tennessee.
too far from Memphis.
There you go, man. It's beautiful up there, dude.
Far enough to close enough to still hear the gunshots and sirens, but you know.
Nice.
But you know, it's just part of the
Nice.
flavor. Part of the flavor.
There ain't nothing wrong with Western Tennessee, man.
No, I think everywhere's got it. It seems like everywhere has its issues, but you know, it's home for me. I didn't notice I was wearing the hometown band shirt.
Oh, look at you.
Didn't you guys can't see it from 200
It's
yards away.
tan. It's black.
Yeah, it's a Lucero
It's tan and
shirt.
black.
I don't know if you've ever heard of them or not, but
Who is it? Hometown band?
Lucero.
Lucero.
Oh, Lucero. Yeah.
Lucero. Yeah, or as my daughter says, a Lucaro.
Lucaro.
I don't know.
Nailed it.
What's a Lucaro?
Exactly. Exactly.
What is Lucaro for 500?
So, you have some new music coming out. I want to make sure we get to that first, and then we can go backwards. What is coming out and when?
So the new music, the new record is out. The EP is out. It's under Justin Ross and Deadwood Revival. And we are going to be going in very soon to do 2 holiday tunes. We're going to do one for Halloween, one for Christmas. Man, we are notorious for taking somebody else's tune and doing it our way, not sticking to the root of what the song is. But you get it. You know what it is. You sing along to it. You totally understand it, but we just completely kind of change the arrangement on it. So that's what we're going to do for this Halloween tune and Christmas song. And then we're going to immediately be starting. We got to get through September 29th, which we can talk about. But we got to get through that, and then we can start on that and the new record that we're going to try and get out and have out by March. Okay. And so I think we got enough sitting in the back burner to do like 10 songs for the next record. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So are you still going to be releasing full records at one time, or are you going to try to do the singles here and there and build it up and then release it? Or
I think we're going to release the record all at once. I mean, that's what people want. They want more music, and why tease them with it when we can just give it to them all at once? I mean, we're still releasing music videos. We did one for The Rain, and then we did Lighthouse Keeper and had that released on YouTube. And then we're about to release Reach is about to go out. We're still going in to shoot Bring Me Home, The Creep. We'll be doing all those, and then the song You and I. So we're still going to release music videos for those from this EP. But I think we won't know what single is going to be out first. Yeah. We'll probably release 2.
Understood.
And then the full album, but we're not going to make people wait 6 months to get it. It's like we're going to get in and get it done. Now, as far as the holiday stuff, those will be singles.
Right.
Yeah.
So as far as the music videos and everything, I checked some of those out. That seems like it's something that y'all like to do a lot. You don't like that's is that you like that part of the creativity?
The music videos?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. This big news that we've been teasing at it for better part of 2 months now, I guess. And we kind of let the cat out of the bag this week. CBS 11 News here in DFW will be doing. They came and did a report on it while we were shooting the music video. A few months ago, well, I'd say 6 months ago, for the song Reach, we've been trying to come up with an idea of what to do for this music video. And it's a song about hope. It's a song about bringing people out of the dark to the light kind of thing. And just saving somebody from dark times. So we were trying to figure out what can we do to dedicate this song. How it's so big. How do we go about doing that?
Sorry,
put that damn thing on.
Sorry.
That was not a joke.
You and your Star Wars phone, right?
So sorry. I ruined it.
So we talked about several ideas, man, from Humane Society to children to elderly. I mean, there was all sorts of stuff, and we came up with the idea about firefighters and about how you always see so many people like doing like Back to Blue and backing our military, etc., which we absolutely do. Right. But we never see anything about firefighters, and it kind of runs in my family. And so I was like, well, how cool would it be to shoot a music video for this song inside of Haltom Fire Department here in Haltom City? Because my great-grandfather was the first fire chief of Haltom City. And so I was like, man, that'll be the idea. We'll shoot it in the fire station. We'll just dedicate it to firefighters. Well, I'd say it was like 2 months ago when we played Texas Live. And I was on stage, we're on stage, and I said, we're dedicating this song to fire EMS and EMTs, multi-cross the Maltese Cross. Anyone who has anything to do with that, the song is for you. After the show, Jim Davis, the fire chief of Fort Worth, happened to be in the crowd and came up and said, "What can I do to help?" And it took off from there into something that just got radically bigger overnight. It went from doing a music video and a dedication to every fire station in Texas knowing about it. And then that word was going to spread to other states. And then it got talked about with other countries, Sydney, Australia, Dublin, Ireland, Scotland, England, Newfoundland, Quebec, Alberta, Canada, just all over. And all these people are on board with this, that someone's finally doing something for fire, EMS, and EMTs. So we decided to do a kind of an auction fundraiser to help with fallen firemen, EMTs, and EMS. And with the help of Jim Davis and Brian Jacobs, Brian Jacobs is the fire chief of Haltom City. We were able to go into the Haltom City Fire Station, their brand new Station 3, and shoot the music video. We had Trent from the Bolt Studios come in and shoot it, along with Western Soul Photography, Craig Youngblood. And, man, they killed it. It looks so good. I cannot wait for people to see this thing. And then we were shooting another part of it on August 12th, where we're going to have the Honor Guard as a part of the video, and one of their legendary bagpipe players from here in Texas. It's all the memorials come in and play on it. And he's actually going to play. We're going to record him. And we're going to work that into the song just for the music video.
Right.
Then on September 29th, we're going to premiere the music video. It'll be on YouTube at like 7 or 8 o'clock. But we're going to premiere it live at Texas Live in Arlington. So they got like a big Megatron in there. So we're going to have it up on the screen. And we got the legendary Matt Blevins from here in Fort Worth. He'll be the auctioneer. We got Kip Richard. He's going to be emceeing the whole thing. And it'll be all the money that gets raised that day will go to the LODD Foundation of Texas, which they also support outside of Texas, other states, and help others that have been wounded or hurt, families left behind, etc., that are all fire, EMT, EMS, to help those families go on with life, kind of thing. So It's a huge step for us, and something that we can do to give back. So we're all about it. And everybody that's jumping on board, it's just been absolutely incredible. All the sponsors that have jumped on board, everybody that's helped to push this thing. Like I said, it's going to come out on the news, CBS 11 here and DFW on either Thursday or Friday. And then after that, we will release the promo for it on Monday, and we'll have that up on YouTube. And then we'll be doing TikToks with it and stuff, and trying to get it out to as many people as possible to come be a part of it. And then that way, when you're in like another country or you're in another state, province, whatever, your link for like what is LODD for your state, province, country, etc., is linked into the music video below, so that you can donate to help firefighters in your area, wherever you are, any state,
Right.
all the way around the world.
I'm sure when you come up with that idea, you didn't really know exactly what to expect. I'm sure you had hopes on how it would go, but has it?
I didn't know it was going to go like that. I didn't think it. I had no clue that it was going to take that kind of ramp and take off. No clue. I was looking at for us to do a music video for our EP and do it in a cool spot and do a dedication. I did not know it was going to go that big, and everybody to get involved that big. It's just amazing.
I guess it shows you how in different organizations like that, how small of a community it can be.
Totally, 100%. Yeah. It really showed me like how especially with fire, and how much there's a brotherhood there, to where everybody was like, yes, there was without question on the table. Like it was just, well, can we, when we were shooting the music video, well, can we shoot inside the station and shoot between these two trucks and have the ambulance? Yes, there was never no, we can't do that. It's whatever you need, and I just thought that was so cool.
But ain't that just the way with those type of folks? So,
Absolutely.
Like, man, I got family members and friends that, like, when I try to call them on the phone, won't answer. But, like, that was the whole reason for, like, doing this whole thing. It was like, if there's one group of people who will answer the phone every time you call,
Right.
it's these guys.
Yeah.
And they've done nothing but say yes over and over and over again.
I mean, you think about it, like, Glenda brought up a good point. My wife, she was like, think about how many times we hear the fire trucks going down the street every day, because they can run right past us here on Roof Snow. Mm-hmm. And it's like 10 to 15, maybe even 20 times a day we're hearing them go. And so it's like, those are truly first responders that are on it no matter what. No matter if it's a small fender bender to a huge house fire.
To helping a parrot out of the tree.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I saw that. Helping a parrot out of the tree. That church, what was it, in Dallas the other day? Like huge, massive fire. We got some video footage for the video from New South Wales, and God bless these men. They were all out there fighting a huge forest fire, and they're all on this truck, and they're going out, and they're kind of like riding alongside the fire and getting out to this meeting point to do this, to put out the fire, do their work. And the fire shifted and came right at them, and the only thing that survived was that footage. And so it's just, it's heart-wrenching, because it's like some of these people, like a lot of people don't know that, like, these guys, some of these dudes work for free. And I was hearing stories from the fire station about there's dudes that work at that fire station that'll work 40 hours at that fire station for pay, like they get paid, but then they'll turn around and go work the other shift for another 40 hours for free at another station outside of town. I'm like, they're working 80 hours a week. Some dudes are just working for free all the whole time, just volunteer.
Yeah.
And they voluntarily put their lives on the line every day, and that's incredible.
Yeah.
So I think that's.
I mean, where I live is covered by a volunteer fire department, so I mean it's crucial.
Totally.
You don't think about it until you need it.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Exactly.
Scary.
They never know what they're getting into. They have so many so many calls that aren't anything. You know what I mean? They never know exactly what they're rolling up on until it is. So,
yeah.
And that's great, and I'm glad you're getting that kind of response. And I mean, I know it'll help promote your music, but when it comes to something like that, that's not necessarily the point. Right. I'm sure you want to promote your music and you want to be do your band stuff and everything, but then when you have a reaction like that, all of a sudden it's like, okay, they're the point now,
Right. Yeah.
No, that's really cool that that can take off for you guys like that.
Absolutely.
So, we'll be looking for that. And when did you say that's actually the full video is coming out?
So it'll be September 29th. It's a Sunday. It'll be normally that algorithms want you to put your video on a Friday to come out, but for this special event, we're just we're not. We're going to put it on a Sunday night, probably be around 7 p.m. Central Standard. It'll be live premiered at Texas Live, which is going to be awesome. I mean, if you've ever been to Texas Live in Arlington, it's right in between the Dallas Cowboys Stadium and the Texas Ranger Stadium. Huge Megatron in this thing, enormous, and the stage is actually behind it, which is really cool. Like it's like when the screen goes up and then the band comes out, kind of deal. It's really neat how they got all that together. The team there is great. Gary Hewlett and them, and Michael Roberts and all them. They've got it down, man. They've got it down to a science at that place.
Very cool, man. So I've been. I was, today at work, I had my earphones in, and I'm kind of digging through the music and everything, and started off with just the Spotify stuff with Justin Ross.
Yep.
Then led to the Deadwood Revival, that section of Spotify. So how I guess we'll start with the Justin Ross stuff. How did when did you start in music? Kind of give me a quick commercial of Justin Ross and how you got going.
Started out when I was 6, went to 10 playing shows, went through high school, all that good stuff. Early 20s playing rock and roll, played in metal bands, got to play with some really huge bands. And then there, about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, we were doing just rock and roll as a trio. And then we brought Corey on as a fiddle player in it. And we started messing with some stuff just like between acoustic shows and rock shows. And then when COVID hit, it took everything into a weird place. And we had, it was Corey and I and these other two guys. And one of the guys, Ruben, he had an upright bass and he brought that to the show one night and we played the show and I was like, oh, this is cool. It's got a different feel. We're just doing all these rock tunes and just doing it like this. This is neat. Let's keep this going. In a time where shows were very sparse and, we were taking what we could get kind of thing. And then, there was this point where, Ruben, got prego with his fifth child. Dude couldn't pull out of a driveway, and and he left. He had to. He had to go get a job. And there was this point where it was just Corey and I, and we had this, couple shows like this residency at this place called Fenn McCool's and whatnot, and I even remember asking Corey, he's like, "Do you want to keep going? Do we keep going? Do we just, I'm nearing 40. Do I want to keep it? And yeah. And he was like, yes. Yeah. He was like, yes, let's go. I don't want to stop. And I said, okay. Well, then we kept on going. And then we said, well, we got to find another bass player. And what was weird is I had played a show. I don't know when it was.
It was July 1st, 2022.
Okay. Bob knows the date.
Well, just because it was my favorite band and I was seeing them on my birthday.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I know is because it was on my birthday.
I got a chance to open up for Cowboy Mouth, a solo for their, full frontal rock show. And Bob was in the crowd. Said, man, this dude needs a bass player. And then after the show, he came up and said, hey, man, if you ever need a bass player, I play upright, I play this, play that. And of course, at the time,
Crickets.
Yeah.
Crickets. I heard nothing from this dude.
Nada.
Nothing. Like he's like, who the hell is this chump? What does he want? Like, I know that's what he was saying.
It's not what I was thinking. I was just drunk. I didn't care.
That's
I was
fair.
like, whatever. We were hammered and we were selling more merch than they were, and they were getting pissed off about it. They were mad because we were selling our panties to people.
Sup, ladies?
I love it. So
Now we know where the panties come from.
oh God. So yeah. So I put this thing out. I said, do I know any upright bass players? And then immediately he blew me up and said, dude, I talked to you about this already. Yes. So I was like, okay, well, come on. Let's, we got a show. I think it was the show, wasn't it like October 6th? Yeah, it was at
Boomer Jacks.
Yep. And he came in and he played with us, and I was like, okay, well, this guy wasn't bullshitting. We can do this, And so we performed for the first year as a trio, and we were just trying to come up with a different name, and we called it Deadwood Revival because we're all on these old acoustic instruments and whatnot, and reviving the sound. It was just kind of cheesy, but we were like, yeah. Bob was like, oh, one of my favorite shows is Deadwood. And I was like, yeah, all right, Deadwood Revival. We'll just go with that. It's going to stick. This project's going to work. This is going to be the one that takes off for sure. And here we are. Yeah, and then we went through a drummer and another drummer, and one drummer made it one show, and then we found AC. Through Bob.
Yeah.
And
Thanks, Facebook.
yeah. And now then we started kicking around the idea of like we were recording shows and just releasing live video of us playing at shows, just like actually like setting up, doing it track by track, mixing it down in the studio and whatnot, and releasing that as just music videos of us playing. And people kept asking, when are you going to do a record? When are you going to do a record? And so we finally did an EP and put that out. And then now it's been like, when are you guys going to release a full-length record? Oh, okay. Well, we're coming. We're on it. God, we just released this thing April 5th. Can we get can you give us 6 months? You know, people are they're wanting it, and we're doing the best we can. Everything's been kind of like a guerrilla marketing, but I think what's great is that you hear a lot of bands talk about how like it's a family, you know, but we're really turned into literally a family. Like it's like everybody cares about each other. We all know what's going on. We all talk like schoolgirls outside of the band. You know, we have tons of stories. We all know our little quirks about each other, this and that. I know when Bob's about to be a prima donna before he knows he's about to be a prima donna, like right now he's about to start talking, and now I'm going to keep looking at the camera.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth. And so, yeah, man, it's a lot of fun. And then, we got a couple guys that work with us that aren't here today, but Tristan Murphy, he's always out on the road with us. He takes care of our merch, and he's a fluffer. He's a great dude.
He's a great fluffer. His name is Linda.
That's gonna kill me.
What is it, Linda? What? What is it, Corey?
Linda Fleming.
Fleming. Got it.
Big old 6'3", 400-pound Linda Fleming.
Needs his own bus.
Yeah, he does.
He's our guy.
Yeah, he's yeah.
And then we got John Fish, guitar tech, bass tech, drum tech. Won't touch fiddles or banjos because Corey, well, he won't let him.
Won't let him. Yeah.
No.
Oh, and he can't touch the upright either.
Okay, he's not allowed to touch the, but your 5-string.
Yeah, he can touch a bass guitar.
But he can't touch.
That. No. Penelope's above his pay grade.
Wow.
He said, "I'm a prima donna."
It's rude.
It's a lot of money.
Yo, thank you. Yes.
Oh, I know. Trust me. I just spent all day today installing stuff with a group of men. We were all trying to get stuff installed into a trailer now.
You're right, Fish.
And I'm just going to say this out loud. Spent $1,500 and then it turned into $2,000 to put an AC in the trailer just so
Air conditioning.
air conditioning so
Not
we
me.
could run it driving down the road so that Bob's bass is in room temperature.
Her name's Penelope. She's absolutely beautiful and
Contributed nothing to this project, but it's cool.
I contribute nasty bass lines.
Well, to be fair, if you want to keep this upright thing going, even it's an investment for the future, no matter who's
Oh yeah,
It's true.
He's just he's also I saw your video. You got to enjoy it too while you're hanging out. So
oh
Yeah.
yeah. So Penelope's kind of got curves. I can imagine where that name
right.
would come
I mean,
from.
seriously. Yep.
Say, girl.
Say, girl.
You like broke dudes?
You like broke guys.
You like broke bass players.
You like broke
Yeah.
ass bands?
Sup, ladies?
It was a match made in heaven.
Yes, indeed.
So is that when you decided to just merge the name with the Justin Ross and Deadwood Revival, or is that just because of Spotify and keeping all that? It's just easier.
I wanted it to just be Deadwood Revival,
I understand.
but it came down to with a lot of talks with everybody involved. It was like, look, man, you've spent 32 years under Justin Ross. If you go under Deadwood Revival, all of that disappears, and we don't want to start completely over. We just want to add to. And I was like, okay, I get what you're saying. We still got to change everything online, like on Spotify and iTunes. You can't just put it under. You can't go back under Justin Ross and then put Deadwood Revival, and they won't let you do that, which sucks. But it is what it is. So, so we started. It kind of started anew, but it rode off of stuff that people have been following in the past. And what's been great about it is that the fans have been more than supportive on it. They absolutely love it. They're just like, man, this is because I think a lot of it has to do with like they've always watched me play acoustic shows, and I've always heard this like, man, I love your rock stuff, but I really like your acoustic, and it's like, well. Now you're getting that, but you're getting like kind of the best of both worlds because I'm doing things to an acoustic guitar that you shouldn't be doing, and Bob's doing stuff to that upright that he shouldn't be doing, and fiddle, banjo, same way. AC caresses his drums
Hey,
every
ladies.
night.
So, ladies.
He,
AC has a drum solo video too on TikTok. So ladies,
Yeah.
yeah, he does.
Watch
yeah,
the
you gotta go check
delicateness.
that out.
Just two low toms.
Drummer thirst trap.
Watch these fingers work.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, all the comments are probably not not ladies. It's probably all other drummers.
Yeah, dude, is that in 7/8? I love that. Dude,
And he's like, go away,
Who rips in 13-14?
yeah, love those flams.
What do you got in the
go away.
comments?
I'm going to start my OnlyFlams page.
That's good. Only flams.
Oh, Jude's on. Hey, Jude.
Hey, Jude.
Every time I think of the same thing. Every time.
John is actually in the comments right now. John Fish.
He definitely just pointed out, like,
Fish, I
Penelope's too
brought you a
expensive.
backpack, Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something I was thinking about since we are on TikTok here. At some point in time, we'll ask the comments if they for questions that we can go from there.
All right.
Especially since you guys actually can see them, where a lot of people aren't that advanced on TikTok. So y'all know what's going on. So maybe we can. The only thing is, if somebody actually puts it in the comments, we'll have to read it out loud for the podcast sake. To,
All right. Yeah.
yeah, we can let them ask some questions later or whatever. So is this been is this one of the first things that you've had where you mentioned the family thing like that? Is that something that's relatively new to you as far as in the music thing, where you've had this kind of band of brothers? I know that's cheesy, but
My first
it's
band,
true.
SoCo, was like this. But we were all really young. I mean, we were all really young and trying to figure out what the hell we were doing, and that band fell apart just by purely not knowing what the hell we were doing. I mean, we weren't making anything either. We were, 19, that was 19 through 23. So, I mean, years old. I mean, we played with some huge bands, 30 Seconds to Mars, and, some big bands, Chevelle, etc. But I still talk to some of those dudes. The bass player from that band actually plays bass for Cody Jinks. Been with him since day one. Josh Thompson.
Josh.
Yeah. Great guys, man, all the way around. But after that, it was just like I honestly lost hope, because it just got into this whole pay to play. No one really cared anything about the project. They just cared about themselves. And it goes to show you that if you put gentlemen together, or ladies, whatever, you put people together that actually care about the project, and care about it going forward, that it can succeed.
not easy to
And
find.
I've told every one of these dudes, I told them all, I said, if one of y'all leave, I'm done. That's it. Towels in. I'm out.
No pressure, guys.
Because I don't want to go back through that crap again. And all my eggs are in this basket, and we work well together. Everything's transparent. We talk with each other about things. If things are, if we're pissing each other off or someone's mad about something, we talk about it. We don't come to anger and yelling and screaming and cussing and fighting. And I think a big part of that too is that we're all sober. No, I mean, besides AC, is a massive heroin addict, but everybody else.
Hello, ladies.
And Fish really likes PCP.
Yeah. But other than that, we're clean,
That's good.
So we don't, there's no end of the night drama or anything like that we're having to deal with. And we've all fought our own demons on that. And so it makes it a hell of a lot more fun. We're having a blast doing it, because forever it was just dive off to a bottle, play shows, and then wake up the next day and be like, God, did I load the trailer? Did my guitar make it?
Where's Penelope?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Surfing down a dark tunnel right now.
So, but I'm sure going through all the those other moments or the other times and everything makes you, all of you guys appreciate the, the current status. Even
Totally.
more.
100%. Yeah.
Because I know, I'm sure even than just the bar band stuff that I do, having continuity between players it can be a rare thing. So,
Yeah.
it's not all about the talent. A lot of times it's, who's willing to help push the broke down vehicle and whatever else that goes on the road, you know?
Totally. If any one of these dudes could learn how to drive a van and trailer, I'd be so happy. Just,
Dude, I'm willing to.
you can go practice with somebody else.
See, so that's there you have it. Right?
No, that's not there.
I'm like, yeah, I'm willing.
Let us.
Yeah, he won't let
Okay,
us. Like,
cool. You're driving to Kima tomorrow.
Sweet.
I'll sleep in the back.
Sweet.
In the trailer.
We're not going to make it past Fort Worth.
Would be Mad Max up in this piece.
Just keep in mind that he's thinking about keeping Penelope safe. So
Right? I always say that, man. Yeah, when
That's
he's
all I was
driving all
thinking
crazy, I always say, precious cargo, dude, precious cargo. I'm not really, I'm talking about me more than the bass, but yes.
See? There it is, bro. I told you that.
Understood.
It comes out and fires at Will. Will always gets fired at.
So you've been doing this for a while under your name and the writing and everything. And I see a lot of the recent stuff that's came out has Justin Ross, but it also has Justin Ross Deadwood Revival. How is the writing process different for you with with a group behind you like that?
Honestly, nothing's really changed there. I've been writing with others, lyrically and musically, but not the music itself has just been kind of like for instance, like I did a writing session with Joey Green and we came up with a couple songs and then I'll present it to them and then they start putting their touches on it and then it takes its form, or when I do write, I usually wait till it's like super late. I'm off the phone, get in here and get on the computer and start coming up with ideas, or like it's always been, I'll get some random, lyric line running through my head and I'll jump up middle of the night, come running in here and scratch it down and write it down. And then I'll build from there. Corey was coming up with some riffs on the banjo and the way he was doing it, I started hearing this thing in E and I was like, man, if we do this is kind of like that Escape the Way tune I wrote a long time ago. And it's like him playing it colorly, but it just changes it altogether. And but there's room for the writing that's all together as one. It's just that it's hard to get us all. I say that and we're all here on a podcast. It's hard to get us all in a room together to rehearse and spend a whole day writing together.
Yeah.
Everybody has jobs, everybody has Corey has kids. Bob and I have fur kids.
I mean, luckily we're all accomplished enough musicians
Hey, we're
where
off on
stuff
Friday.
tends to come together pretty quick.
That's fair. I had my audition / rehearsal once.
Yeah. Like I had one little. It was me and Justin in his little storage shed for like 30 minutes, and then I played a show with him, and so we're able to. We all kind of hit the ground running like when we came into this thing.
I forgot you saw the old shop.
Yeah,
The old shop.
Yeah.
I wish I still had it.
All right.
Yeah, just not going to pay $2,000 a month for it. So there's
Yeah,
that.
but I mean, like three of us teach people how to play music. And, so we're able to get at it pretty fast, I guess.
We play a place called Blue Bayou once a month, which is also one of our sponsors. And I'll come up with like an idea and I'll just present it to them there, and we'll just kind of shoot at it live right there on stage. Nobody knows what's going on.
Oh yeah.
We're just going for it. If it sucks, it'll bomb. We'll pull out of it. It'll happen.
Right.
It never does, though, man.
It never does.
It never does.
Never does.
Nope.
No.
Even with a running bass drum, still happens.
Yep.
AC wrote a book.
Yay!
Ta-da!
It's called The Arc of Hindi. Oh,
Over
sorry.
the bar line.
I've been looking at a ring light for 20 minutes.
The Arc, the art of reading and communicating.
It's got his picture on the back. What's up, ladies?
You beat me to my line.
Says it right here. What's up, ladies? Want to learn drums? I'll beat it.
Hey.
Get that arc. Let me show you.
Oh my
You
god,
know what I'm saying?
dude!
You know what I'm saying?
Hello, ladies. I play the drums.
Not all these arcs at once.
Arcs.
Arcs.
That's just that's just a book of applications. That's not. That's a resume. That's what that is.
Yeah, you know.
So is that everybody that's in the band, or are y'all all from the DFW area for the most
Yes,
part?
sir. Yes, sir.
I got
The
you.
epitome of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, if you draw a big circle all the way around DFW, we're
You'll hit
basically
everywhere we
all
live.
4 corners of it.
Yeah.
And then it takes you 2 hours to get there.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
like I got a bunch of friends from Europe and stuff, and I tell them, you know, oh yeah, it takes me, you know, an hour to get where I'm going. And it's like, yeah, I basically drive across Luxembourg every day.
Yeah. When I was in Ireland, they were like, we're going to Kilkenny. I was like, well, how far is that? I'm thinking, like, you know, we're going across the country. They're
Right.
like, oh, it's about 15 minutes by train.
Yeah.
I'm like, 15 minutes? That's Bedford.
Yeah. Oh, that's what they don't get. You know, it's like we measure distance in like time that it takes you to get there. You know, it's like, oh, it's 4 miles. 4 miles, sweet. It's 4 miles in Dallas. It's going to take you 45 minutes.
Yes.
You know,
Right.
It's
Right.
4 miles in Azle. It'll take you 3 minutes.
That's why, like, when we're on the, like, tomorrow, Kemah Boardwalk, south of Texas. So it's right in the Gulf. By Google, I have figured out is as the crow flies. And when you look at maps, it's like 4.5 hours. I'm like, shit. Yeah, right. Yeah, 4.5. Mm-hmm. Sure, Google. Challenge accepted. You know, and you're trying to get there, and then 6 hours later, you're like, oh, what happened to that 4.5? Well, we stopped. We had to poop. Things going on.
Oh, these guys. Yeah.
Let's not talk about the bowel
Yeah,
movements in
let's
this
not
band. I don't know why I brought that up. Leave that
Speaking
alone.
about stories.
Leave that alone.
Oh, buddy.
Fish right now is going, oh, God.
Please
oh,
don't.
God, please don't talk about it.
Anybody want some macaroni?
Put it in the macaroni.
Just put it in here. So bad.
You guys are sick.
Guys, they're just absolutely gross. Horrible.
Hey, just talk about your gas.
Really takes the arc.
As
out
you
of
can
it.
see, ladies and gentlemen of TikTok Lamb, I am in a band full of 12-year-olds.
He's 45.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm
what?
probably on some sort of list for that.
Jesus Christ.
Crazy thing is, that's normal though.
Thank you.
For musicians, that's normal.
Yeah.
What so just so people that aren't in the music industry, I know you got a lot of buddies on the chat and everything, but like, what is for a band of folks that have jobs and family and all that stuff? What's your schedule as far as your touring or whatever? You usually try to leave out on a Thursday,
Book us.
be back by Monday, or you just,
Book us. That's the schedule. Book a lot of it. Sometimes we're 4 times a week. Sometimes it's 3. Sometimes it's 1. I mean, for instance, this week we got these 3 shows. The next week we got one on the 10th at Broncos and Hearst. And then after that, I'm not even sure. It was like we have 3, 2. Kelly Pierce, our booking agent, man, she kills it, and she does a great job. She is trying so hard to get us out of Texas, trying to get up like Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, trying to get up that way, Kansas, Kansas City.
What am I playing?
I really want to see how well we're going to do up there. I also would really love to see how well we would do down in like New Orleans. I think we would do great in New Orleans, just because we have such a kind of this Texas swamp rock kind of feel with all these instruments. And
I always say we sound like the coolest things about Texas. It's like, imagine all the cool stuff about Texas, and that's what we sound like.
so we're like a blue bonnet shooting out of an armadillo's ass. Sweet.
Yeah.
Deadwood Revival.
Riding on a horse through a tornado. Yeah.
now you knew what the album art's going to be.
Be real disappointed if
I'm
it's
talking
not.
about the armadillo part, not the
Yeah,
tornado part.
right. Yeah. Oh man.
So you do have a different sound than most, I guess you'd say traditional Texas country, red dirt and everything.
Yeah.
Does that seem to play in your favor, or is that a battle you have to fight against?
You know,
You don't have to get real specific if you
no,
don't.
no, I don't think it's. I think it plays in our favor because we're not trying to play red dirt or Texas country. It's just that in the market that we're in, you're spoiled down here by a lot of great, especially in Fort Worth, a lot of great writers. There's a lot of great writers here and that are from here. And you have acoustic artists all over the place. And so for us to do what we're doing, we're kind of pushing the envelope of what should be done on these instruments. You should see the look on like sound guys' faces when we talk to them about our show. They're like, "What? You want to do that to your guitar?" I'm like, "Yes." They're like, "Why?" I'm like, "You'll see. Just trust me on this, And
Because no one else is doing it, sir.
right, yeah. I mean, it's like you think about like Texas country, right? You think about like just take the guitar part. It's kind of off in the back, and the acoustic guitar is not forward with the band. It's kind of in the middle, right? And the bass is kind of not too ballsy. It's just kind of mid-ranged, and then a lot of fiddle, a lot of banjo if you got it, or a lead guitar, lots of lead guitar, In this band, it's a lot of drums, kick and snare right in your face like a rock band. Cymbals are laid back, percussion. Bass is real full, like shake the ground kind of full. And the acoustic is real forward. And the acoustic and the fiddle and banjo are almost kind of level with each other. Vocals are right out front. Harmonies are on top. So it's kind of the opposite of your Texas country bands. And it really sweeps the room. And it's funny because like when we go out and we play shows on like Texas, we'll take Texas Live, for example. Big PA, huge. We sound great. Go put us on a smaller PA. It's not going to sound that great just because it's such a huge sound. Everything's direct, so it's got to have this huge, if they're scooping the hell out of it and there's no balls to it, it's not going to make any sense. It's just guys out there banging away on streets. It sounds like we're playing on coffee cans. It doesn't make sense. Or it's all drums and nothing, everything else is far in the back. So we get real particular about the sound and how it sounds out front, et cetera, and stay conscious of that constantly. We're notorious for showing up super early to load in because we like to leave room for error. Something goes wrong. We're not trying to show up 2 hours before a gig, load in, and sound check quick and go to the bar and have something to drink.
Which is another thing about being sober, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, we'll get there like hours early.
Early on in the music career, probably wouldn't have been that way.
Right. I mean, it's one of those things too. Like tomorrow, we're playing Kima Boardwalk. This is a big show. There's an opener, then we're on, and then John Wolfe. We're leaving out at like 8:00 in the morning. John Wolfe will have the stage. He's got the stage until 3:30. But when I was talking with Charlie down there, we're probably going to load in about 2 and be on directly after him, leave the stuff on stage. But we get, if we do get on that early, we'll have like a 2.5 hour sound check. Not that we're going to need it, but it's there. And there's room for error. If something goes wrong, we can get it fixed. We're not rushing to get it fixed. We're not over the top scrambling for something at the last minute. Gives us time to go check into the hotel, that kind of thing, get rested, take a shower, change, eat something, and be ready to come on stage and do our best. So there's nothing wrong with Texas country, red dirt country. Nothing at all. I mean, there's some great bands out there. I would love to see Deadwood get on stage with Red Clay Strays. Not for how big they've gotten, just because I think it's two unique sounds getting put together.
Yeah.
What would be a great combo of show? When people have been asking me, like, who would you want to go out on the road with? Well, locally,
because you're
regionally,
both left of center or right of center, whatever you want to call it.
Totally. Yeah, it makes sense. you know, but it doesn't make sense for us to go out with like Randy Rogers, you know, or something like that. You know, it would be cool, but it doesn't make sense.
The crowd wouldn't be as receptive of you.
Yeah, I mean, if we could get, you know, something like Poor Man's Poison, you know, that kind of murder folk that's out there happening. Devil Makes Three,
Right.
that would totally be our wheelhouse.
Is that
you know?
something that sounds something y'all are shooting for, or is it just something when you started jamming together that you found?
I think just instrumentally speaking, you know, it's kind of natural to go that direction. But the cool thing is when you add our drummer, he kind of pulls us back to the funkier side of things.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of my favorite things about it, because we do play in front of, you know, some country audiences and stuff like that. And when we're not there and you just look at our stage, you know, you've got a fiddle, a banjo, acoustic guitar, and a double bass and drum sitting up there. They're like, oh, these guys are going to be down home, you know, and we're never what people expect.
Yeah.
You know, I still say that that's the hardest question I ever get is like, what kind of music do you play? Like, it's just so hard for me to answer that. All I can ever say is it's good.
Yeah.
It's like nobody has ever like walked in on us playing and left. Like that Texas Live place that we play, like they have us play right after the Texas Rangers baseball games let out, right? And so you got, you know, thousands of people walking by. They're trying to leave. They're trying to go home, but so many of them like will start walking and they'll hear us and they'll stop.
You'll just see this massive like curve as they curve the room. Like they'll come out of the stadium and then they start curving right into where we're playing at. Yeah. And it's like they're going, we hear about it. Like when we go to the merch booth after the show, I was going to leave, but good Lord, I did not know this was happening, you know?
Yeah. So I love we're holding, you know, you can't judge a book by its cover type thing. I think I think I finally found what it is. It's a murder folk love child between Dave Matthews and Mumford & Sons. Yeah, that's fair.
That's pretty much dead on.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Murder folk.
Murder folk. Yeah.
Wasn't it Sarah that came up with
folk.
that?
No, that's actually that's a genre. Murder folk.
She just told me that one day, and I was like, that sounds like something my wife would say.
Yeah, I mean, it does.
Yeah.
Touche.
So
what's up, ladies?
Ask about that. When you see a group of people, you know, whether you're opening for somebody or like you mentioned for the Rangers game, when you see that light go off, that you can tell somebody just got what you do, or they meet you at the merch table and have those things to say. What does that mean to y'all as far as I'm sure different people take it different ways, but when somebody that hasn't heard your music before, not that you don't appreciate your longtime fans, but when you make a new fan on the spot, what does that, you know, what's that feeling for you?
Well, I mean, first of all, it feels amazing. What I do love is that when they come to the merch booth or when we're talking to them out in the crowd, you won't hear people saying the same thing. That's one thing I've noticed. Like it is such a broad spectrum. You know, like, man, you remind me of Stevie Ray Vaughan, or you know, but then they don't follow it up with like maybe a little Clapton in there. Like that would be in the same wheelhouse.
I don't think they can, because by the time it sets in what just happened, they would have spent an entire song watching Bob, and then they'll go to the next song, and then they'll watch Corey, and then they'll go to another song, and they'll watch you, and then they'll go to another song, and they'll watch me, and like at no point in time will they ever have a chance to like, this sounds like that one thing.
Yeah, they can't nail it down.
Right, and that's probably the best compliment I've gotten from anybody I've brought out to the show. It's like, yo, it's a great show no matter who you're watching.
It's kind of like Patrick from
The Thing.
Yeah, the Country versus Metal.
Yeah.
You know, when he was doing the review on the song Bring Me Home, he couldn't place it. He even says in the video, he's like, man, I hope this wasn't a sad song. I'm going to have to go back and listen to the lyrics because I'm just so focused on the music. It's so good. He goes, it's like all the instruments are doing something different, but they all work together as one. And that is true. It's like we're all doing something different, but we're all working as one together. And it's got this fat ass groove. You know, when we really get into it on songs like Creep, You and I, especially You and I.
Yeah, that one's turned into a slapper, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, we get into the end of that song and it's just driving and everybody's in the pocket. And I mean, everybody's there. Everybody's in it. I mean, that whole I'm turning back and I'm looking at the iPad and I'm just watching our peaks just it's like our X32 is getting ready to explode. I'm just like, this is happening. Who was it? Gary Hewlett, even Joey Christopher, when he ran us down at Margaritaville. we were doing sound check. There was nobody there. There was 0 people there. And Joey Christopher, our FOH, he's out with asleep at the wheel. He was doing sound check. And all he was getting was drums. And their house tech came over and said, "Oh God, no, you cannot go that loud. Like, that's too much thunder. Like, that's too much." He goes, "What do you mean that's too much thunder? I'm staying within the dBs." He goes, "Are you?" And he looks down and he goes, "Oh my God, you are. What are you doing to my system?" He goes, "These guys just have a huge sound. That's how it is." And he's like, "Yeah, it's not exactly loud." And then he started like backtracking. He's like, "It's not exactly loud. It's just thunderish. It's huge. It's big, so."
Is that something with your recorded songs that you have together, and then now you're playing them live so much? Have they kind of taken on a different life from what you recorded them to what you're playing them live now, or are they still?
I think we nailed the record.
Oh, that's cool.
What was the challenging part about the record is, I'm going to start with Bob. Bob is hard on upright bass to master his sound, what he's doing into the record, because he plays a lot of mid-driven stuff in the middle of the neck, but you're still wanting that bass sound. So the fight with Chris Howell at Cafe Solo, I've worked with him for years, and even he was like, "Man, this is just," he's running a mic on it and he's got it, he's running 3 things on it, and he's fighting it, trying to get the best of both worlds, because like some of the things he would do here wouldn't sound as good as the stuff that's coming out the bottom. But then what's coming out the bottom wouldn't sound as good as the stuff he was doing here. It was like it had to be this love deal in between. And the same with AC on drums. He's a different hitter when he plays. He's not bashing the shit out of it, although he is. He's just doing it with class.
That's fair.
That's a way to put it, right?
What's up, ladies?
Corey in from right field. I almost forgot you were here.
Yeah.
Damn. So, and then Corey's kind of the same route. We're all in this boat where it was like, okay, we got to capture this live sound. The title track, "Bring Me Home," we had recorded it at my house first, and we did it as a 3-piece, and we loved it. I was like, man, this sounds great. It was our first recording. That's why we did the record as "Bring Me Home," because it was the first thing we ever recorded. And then when we went and did it with a Cafe Solo, I don't know where our minds were at. I think we were just studio brained, but we did it like way slower. And what was really sad, and this is the first time I've ever done this out of any record, we got the master back, or the mix back, and I listened to it, and I was like, this is slow. This is really slow. What the hell is this? And I sent it to them, and I was like, am I crazy, or is this really slow? And everyone's like, yeah, this is really slow. I was like, man, we're going to have to go back in and re-record the whole damn thing. And so we did. We went back in, and man, I'm glad we did, because when we did, and then we heard it back, it was like, there it is. There's just this, what do you call it, Corey? Stank on it, sizzle, salty.
Yeah, salty stank.
Yeah, man. It just wasn't there, but then it was there. And then it's, same for the whole record. And then Chris, the way he was mixing everything down was at first it was very Nashville, very polished, very clean. And then I came to him and I said, man, that's not us though. That's not what we do on stage. Mm-mm. You're going to hear this record and then they're going to come see us live. And they're going to be like, what the hell? We got to make this thing almost sound like a live record. We gotta abuse the space and give it more verb and plate verbs and open this thing up, the natural wood sound of this thing, and put it that way. And so he did. And I asked him, I said, man, how do you mix? He goes, well, I mix as if I'm standing in the middle of the stage, kick drum behind me, guitar to my right, guitar to my left, singer up the middle, acoustic down the middle. That's kind of how I mix. I go, well, take the frame of mind and mix like you're running a live show. And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, pretend you're FOH. Pretend you're out in front of the stage and you're running sound for a band and do it that way. And he was like, okay. And then once he did, man, I'll never forget hearing it for the first time. I was like, there it is. That's it. That's it right there. Man, it's so big. And he still did some of that stuff inside of the songs. You're still hearing that kick in a back part of the room, but it's a lot forward. It's in your face, and the whole set is like the whole set of songs, just in a good way though. It's hard to explain.
No, I got you. What keeps coming to mind, to me anyway. I'm not much of a fan of like going to see arena bands anymore. Like I like small shows, but some bands can really pull off that big sound. And every time you're talking about this, like I'm thinking, and it's not you. You don't necessarily sound like this band, but I keep thinking of U2 just because of the big sound. Just
U2?
the big airy sound.
Yeah.
That's again. I'm not trying to compare them to what.
No, man, that's a compliment, dude. Thank you.
But everything you keep mentioning though is because they're doing something kind of minimal, but the way their sound makes it seem huge.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and another thing too, man, one thing that hasn't even been brought up is that we sit when we play. We're not standing. We don't, there are songs where Bob will stand, Corey will stand, etc. I've finally found a couple that I'm going to be standing up on, but I'm using my feet for pedals. I got like a digital kick drum to my left. I'm using a loop station. I got a vocal harmony. I got, EQ effects. So I'm using both feet at the same time. And that started when we were a trio. We were just sitting 3 across the front.
So you still keep some of those gadgets on you?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're all down at
the Sup Ladies.
It's yeah. I'm gonna have to put that as a program. Sup, lady? Yeah. But we tried standing one night. We played Rhinestone down in the Stockyards, and we were like, tonight we're gonna stand. We're like, all right, yeah, but
It was terrible.
It was horrible. It sucked so bad. It was like
it felt artificial.
I felt like I was just playing with a different band. I was just like, this doesn't feel right at all. I hate all of this. Let's sit back down. You guys are weird. Who are you people? Yeah.
Well, we'll try to get a couple quick questions and then let you guys out of here.
All right, buddy.
Get ready for your show tomorrow, 8 a.m. early trip. So as far as what do you consider yourself first? Writer, performer, singer? Put those in order.
Me personally?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Understood. So they're all pretty well equal on your part.
Totally.
That's that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are writer first and performer out of necessity. So you like all.
I like to perform. I like to be on stage.
I'm only a performer.
I couldn't picture my life without being on stage. It's all I've ever known. So I mean, that'd be like telling you
also
you can't drive a car tomorrow. What?
Husband is in the chat. They said that I got to put husband in there too. So husband would be number one. Let me
number one
for them.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we knew that part.
Husband is definitely number one.
What's that like, guys?
Well, I've been with him for 19 years, and it's amazing.
There you go.
That's right. Yeah.
I feel totally safe at home.
Yeah.
I love you, sweetheart.
If you can see me, I'm blinking twice.
Yeah. ... dash.
Hey, can we get a large pizza with extra cheese, please?
So, anyways, let me tell you why I mow the lawn so often.
All right.
Joking.
So, what was your individually? What was your first concert that you went to? And how old
Go,
were
Bob.
you?
First concert, well, so I'm a symphony nerd. Like I started playing music when I was 8, and actually this is only the second band I've ever been in. I played in a lot of all the local symphonies. So I'm a classical guy.
Gotcha.
So the first thing I ever saw live was Yo-Yo Ma at the Meyerson Symphony Center in Dallas. But first band I ever saw, well, I guess you can call it a band. My mom took me to see Jimmy Buffett when I was like 10. My mom was a parrot head back then. It was pretty fun.
Right on.
So that was the first thing I ever saw.
How about you, AC?
Earth, Wind, and Fire at a Jazz Fest.
That is so much cooler than mine.
I was like 8 or 9. I didn't truly
Sup,
understand.
ladies.
I didn't understand what I was like, the greatness I was witnessing. That was a great gift, right?
Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's what I got from him for Christmas.
Yeah, that is a great gift.
It's all just pictures of AC across the front.
Receding hairline
He
and
put
all.
he put his face all over the album.
Yeah.
That's an idea for next Christmas.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, put your faces on all of his albums that you gift him now.
What about you, Corey?
What was the question?
First concert.
First concert.
That was a bluegrass festival over in Springtown. That's where I saw the first fiddle player I've ever seen. Watched the whole show. Now I'm here.
He's a man of many words.
Yeah.
Understood.
That was riveting.
Proud of you.
Next question.
All right. Justin, what was yours?
Screw your answer, Justin.
First concert. First real concert I ever saw was I saw my mother sing, which was pretty incredible. Double Trouble, Stevie Ray Vaughan's band, backed her in Austin, and I got to see her sing with them.
So no wonder performing is extremely natural for you.
Yeah. And then outside of family, Brooks and Dunn, right smack dab in the middle of Main Exchange in the Stockyards. I sat front row for it, and I was all of like 6 or 7 years old, and I just thought to myself, wow, I want to do this, I had just started playing guitar at 6. And so it was like that same year I saw my mom sing with them, and then saw this concert, and I was just blown out of the water. I was just like, man, okay, I want to do this. My mom and dad never pushed me into it. I just kind of took it on my own to do it. So, yeah.
And then the chat says that Justin and Stevie Ray Vaughan had the same birthday.
Yeah, we sure do. Sure do.
All right, so the last and final and most important question. What is your favorite Little Debbie cake?
Zebra cakes.
Twinkies.
No, that's not a Little Debbie.
That's not
a
Little
Hostess.
Debbie, man. It's
Okay,
got to
well,
be Star Crunch,
Hostess.
Nutter Buddy, the Swiss rolls.
Do they make the Christmas tree cakes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be it.
Those are
Okay.
pretty good.
All right.
That would have to be it, because that would be the only time I would eat Little Debbie. Otherwise, you guys know what it is at the end of a show. I get a bag of Doritos, because we have to eat crap when we're on the road. When we stop at the gas station late at night, we're not stopping by Whataburger.
I had a gas station burrito last Saturday that I still regret.
That's your choice, man. See what I'm saying? It's junk
It was
food.
one of those long ones. It was like
Listen.
this. It says the bomb on it, and I'm like, this is a terrible decision.
Well, we're staying in
2 o'clock in the
hotels that
morning.
look like somebody just got killed inside of
Yeah.
it. So I got to eat junk to go to sleep. Fish is on here watching right now. He understands.
They were definitely living in the hotel room that we had last time.
He's probably saying something about Carlos in the comments.
Oh, Carlos made his way in already.
Already? I already said Carlos.
But yeah, zebra cake for me.
Gotcha.
I haven't had a zebra cake since like elementary school.
And there's
Yeah,
a
that-
huge debate whether zebra cake and Christmas cake is the same thing. But
You know what? I think they are.
It could
They're
be
just
it.
colored
Depends
and
on
shaped
one's
differently.
chocolate, one's like fruity.
I think the Christmas cake has the Christmas spirit in it that they put in October when they're made. Other than that, I think they're the same. But that's I'm trying to stay out of the debate and just ask the question. So
That is important stuff right there. Listen, Twinkies are where it's at. They'll be around after the apocalypse. We've seen the movie.
Give me the old school honey bun though.
Okay.
Dude, come on now, man.
Yeah,
That's a good one too.
Yeah,
Old school.
That's like
Listen,
that's like time tested and steady. Like
nothing beats like going to like, and I don't mean like Krispy Kreme, and I don't mean like donut shops. I mean like the little Asian donut, little Korean donut shops that say like Donut Palace on them. They have the best donut holes in the world. And good God, it's so good that they only put so many in a little bag. Like, you know what I mean? Because I would just be like, can I get 10 dozen donut holes and a gallon of chocolate milk?
Better than the actual donut. That's the crazy part about
that. Is, ain't it?
Totally.
Well, I'm sure you didn't think that we would be discussing donut holes and Little Debbie's by the end of this thing, but that's the way that goes. But guys, I appreciate the time. Good luck on that. Is there anything that I didn't hit on that you wanna talk about?
I got to give a shout out to our sponsors.
Okay, cool.
So I have to do that. Bass Champs. Make sure you check them out at basschampsincorporated.com. The Blue Bayou in North Fort Worth. Make sure you check them out. I'm trying to say them all off the top of my head without thinking about it. Mule Barn in Justin, Texas. Yep. Modern Acupuncture and Alliance in North Fort Worth, and Pure Body Benefits and Eagle Mountain Lake, and Green Bean Cables, which is actually this guy right here. Corey Weiss is really good at making XLR, any kind of cable really you need, as long as it's not like Cat 5, but he could probably pull it off. Cat 6.
I could do it.
He could do it, yeah. But he makes all our mic cables and looms and everything, so
Green Bean Cables.
Extremely good at it, yeah. You can place an order with him, man, whatever you need. But they're very well built, and I mean, our looms we've had for a while, and they're not having any issues. So I knock on wood. So
I have the whole kit with me, bro.
All right, guys. I appreciate the time. Safe travels on everything, and anytime you have anything coming up, I'll be glad to promote whatever is going on. So just shoot me a message.
You got it, man. Thank you so much, Soul Gravy. Appreciate
No problem. Y'all have a good night.
You too, bro. Bye bye.
Peace.
Sup, ladies?
Sup, ladies? Sup,
AC can stay in the chat there for a little bit longer.
Stay there.
What's up?
Move the camera towards him.
Just like slowly walk towards it. Yeah.
Time with the AC.
Yeah.
So you just scoot up.
Just scoot up and be like, "What's up, ladies?"
What's up, ladies? It's your boy AC.
Hang on.
Oh my God, he's really doing it. Oh, you're so pretty.
Soak that beard in.
Hang on.
I got my summer tan on. Looks real good. Nice and caramel.
I'm sorry.
Try to hold back this feeling for so long.
Turn this light off.
And if you feel like I feel, baby, come on.
Let's get it on.
Yeah, sugar. Okay.
Now tell him he wants me to sing. Peace.
Good luck on the road, Justin.
Later, man.
All right.